Hello, we are lead students and we are cohort DPC 2A. And our lead showcase today is going to be on how to support survivors of sexual assault and harassment at ASU. To jump straight into it, the problem that we're going to be talking about today is the lack of support for survivors of sexual assault and harassment at ASU. If you look to your left right here, this is from our own survey that our own lead group created. And the question was, have you or anyone that you know been a victim of sexual assault and or harassment? As you can see by the percentages, more than half of the people who took the survey responded with the yes, and 30.8% responded with a no. Another response question that I wanted to mention was in the survey, I asked the question of, on a scale from 1 to 5, how supportive do you feel ASU is regarding victims of sexual harassment and assaults? Now, 46.2% of the people who took the survey rated it a 2, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. The other ones rated it a 1 through 4, and 0% rated it a 5. I think it's really important to mention that just because that's our whole main point of this showcase. We just want we want ASU to find ways to find better support for the survivors of sexual assault and harassment. And I think it's important to mention that. Okay, to jump into our solution, we as a group not only said it is important to solve, but we are also informed that it's very important for those survivors to have all sources of support. With that being said, our group decided to come up with a designated space, to create a designated space on campus for those who are survivors of sexual assault and harassment. Since there's not only a specific gender or race that are survivors, we want this space to be available to any gender or race. And we don't want to label this a crisis center just because it's a lot more serious. This would have to be taken into serious matters. And I think that if we label it more like of a support group, a friendly hangout, but also mainly for those survivors of sexual assault and harassment. We wanted to make this space where survivors don't feel pressure to speak on one certain traumatizing event, because I feel like that is one of our main focuses, but we want them to feel like they can be themselves, and it's not always going to be the same thing when they go to that support group or that space, because we want that space to be a place where it feels like home and they feel supported and they could talk and be their unique selves. And we wanted to make this more of a support group where survivors can express how they feel and be themselves through physical and mental activities. Activities like painting, ceramics, working out, taking walks outside, yoga, etc. All of these activities will hopefully allow all of the survivors to feel as they have another home, a place where they can be themselves, and most importantly, a place where they feel they are 100% supported. We wanted to make it on campus just because we wanted it to make a better connection, easier access for students. And I think it also be a great thing for ASU just because this will bring a stronger connection for all of ASU students to come together and resolve this issue and find a way to support one another. And I think it's great for people who are not and who are victims of sexual harassment. Thank you very much for listening and have a great day.